In today's episode, we talk about tools that can give you marketing some muscle. You know what's funny? Real life doesn't care at all that you're trying to be a tech mogul. You still got to bring back the trash cans. That's that entrepreneur lifestyle right there. I know you didn't think I was able to just sit around and develop apps all day. While I was doing my chores, I got to thinking of my very first gig and what that was like. So my first gig was actually at Old Country Buffet. It was a chain of buffet restaurants, and I started in the dish room. And the thing about that was, I didn't mind it because I was working towards my dreams. It was a means to an end. It was a way for me to start funding the different things that I wanted to do to start my very first business and get that off the ground. And funny enough, I was just talking to my sister, who I had lent my probably most prized possession that I have. I just want to share it with you guys and just share the story of why this means so much to me and why me thinking back to my first gig, brought back such memories. But that item is this thing here. My condenser mic with the blue light. Going to Temple University definitely made me a marketer, but what made me an entrepreneur was everything I learned in my bedroom running that recording studio. And I will definitely say you learn how to make a lot out of a little, and you learn how to maximize the tools at hand and to really understand when something has the potential to be extremely useful to you. Over the years, I've done a bunch of things. I've done a bunch of recording, obviously. I've also done some videography. From time to time, I would find myself working on some graphic design stuff. You never know what you need inside of a video or anything at all. Maybe you need something for a flyer. This website right here was something that I found out about later in my processes, but it's definitely the Swiss Army knife of just getting a lot of different things done quickly. This is called Envato Elements. Now, I was using this website before they switched to the more subscription model. Before it was you paid for some credits, but I have to tell you, being able to go in here with the subscription and be able to do a bunch of different things is just amazing. And when I say a bunch of different things, like there is stock footage in here. So if you need any kind of video background item, it's here. It's good fill-in B-roll items. I mean, anything you type in here, you're likely to find. If you go over to music, some of the music that I've actually used for this particular vlog, I got from here. If you go into graphic templates, this is actually where I got the website designed too. So I'm giving you guys a lot of free game here. But I wanted to actually show you what you can do with a website like this. Business cards are one of those things that just about every business needs. So whether you need to make one for yourself or you're making them for other people, one of those secrets that a lot of graphic designers will tell you is they'll go and they'll start from a template. And this is the one here that I use when I wanted to help out a business owner that is someone that I've known forever. And we found this template. Now, of course, you can just use these, but you want to be able to add something different, give it a different feel. So this is the front and the back, and just make it your own. Make it your own. Now, we were able to go in and add different elements, and I'm going to show you what we ended up with when we were all said and done. This is what we ended up with. We were able to go in, make some changes. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, these changes I did not only in Photoshop, but I also did open up Adobe Illustrator. But when you take these templates, you can do a lot with them, and you can make them your own, and you can give these cards their own personalities. This kind of stuff that you can do on the Envato Element subscription is just, the tip of the iceberg. There's like I said earlier, there's some stock footage in there, so you can even do things with video. And I'm going to show you some posts that I took from a fitness brand that I'm also close to, and what I was able to do with those posts to enhance them using what's in Envato. Now, like I said, this is a fitness brand, so I just typed in workout in the stock video section, and I scrolled through till I found some items that matched some posts that he had previously made. And you guys take a look, and I'll show you the original, and then I'll show you what I ended up with, and you let me know what you think. So I'm working at Old Country Buffet in the dish room, and I've got my mind on one thing. I've got to get this business started. I got to get together all the pieces that I need to get my studio up and running. I had this old Gateway computer already that my parents bought like probably about 4 years before that. When I started at Old Country Buffet, I want to say I was probably making about $5.50 an hour. So like this was that long ago. So I had to save up my funds. I just remember, working, and then it's always that shocker when you're working your first job and seeing that first paycheck, depending on when you actually started, what that's going to look like. So of course I had that big shocker. I was so sure I was going to have enough to get the preamp, get the microphone, get the microphone stand, and I was just super ready. I cracked open that first check after that 2 weeks of hard labor, scrubbing every single pot, 200-degree water, just hitting and splashing, and all different types of melted on buffet goodness that I had to scrub. And I opened up that check, and that check said all of $86 and some change. And that wasn't even enough to get the preamp, and it definitely wasn't enough to get the microphone by itself. But you know what? It was enough for me to go ahead and get my microphone stand. So I was feeling good. I bought my microphone stand. I was like, okay, that's one step. That's one step. So I had to wait another 2 weeks, and I'm in there and I'm busting pots, and I'm just grinding it out. And I'm as I'm cleaning all these pots, all I'm thinking about is all these different songs and people I'm going to be able to record, and how I'm going to be able to open it up and do even more, and then start selling albums. And another 2 weeks gets past, and I finally see a real check, and I'm like, okay, I can buy my preamp. I got the preamp going, and I had just enough after I paid my cell phone bill. That's the other thing I had going on, and just here and there funds to go ahead and purchase my microphone. And when I tell you that was like the greatest feeling, walking inside that Guitar Center, and and just being able to buy that and walk out holding that microphone, knowing like this is the start of something big. It was one of the greatest feelings I ever had in my entire life. And it just, that feeling of accomplishment, having spent so long dreaming about what that was going to be like, and just grinding towards my goals, working in that dish room, just coming home soaking wet, smelling like a mix of mac and cheese, fried chicken, meatloaf, and whatever mystery meat / pie dessert thing they was selling that day. And just, man, so I just remember getting home, opening up that microphone, plugging in my preamp, screwing in the mic to the top of the mic stand, and then I was like, all right, it's a little flimsy because the actual like microphone holder wasn't that good. And I'm getting ready to start up the application to start recording, and I realize I didn't buy microphone cables. and I had absolutely no funds to buy microphone cables for another 2 weeks. Ugh. When I tell you, like, that was the biggest hurt piece, the biggest, when I tell you that was the biggest hurt that I felt up to that point, probably, like, oh my God, like, you want to talk about heartbreak. I just looked at that microphone all set up, my preamp lit up, just working on the computer, just waiting for that input, waiting for me to be able to record those first words. And I had to just look my preamp in the face and like, I'm sorry, I gotta wash more dishes for another 2 weeks. But it meant so much, just the process of going and getting and obtaining that just by sheer will and grit. Because, I swore I was never gonna, work in food service, let alone in a dish room where I'm getting all the plates after they've been used and I'm cleaning them up. But I was willing to do it to achieve the goal that I had, and willing to continue even after I made the blunder of thinking I had everything I needed, but I wasn't ready yet, and I didn't plan properly to make sure I had all the pieces that I needed to have. And I mean, really, that teach you a lot, not only life but just entrepreneurship, because sometimes you jump, you're getting going, and you're grinding it out, and there's just that one little piece that you might have missed, but it sets you back 2 weeks or longer, and you just have to be able to just dust yourself off, get up, and get back going. And yeah, that's basically it.